Number one strategy, create it for you. So regardless of what kind of business you want to start, what you want to sell, you got to start it for yourself. So where I would look is your passions. So maybe you're an athlete, maybe you're part of different groups, or you like to watch car videos on YouTube. Whatever it is, you need to start with something you know. It's called domain expertise. So start around something you're passionate about, or solve a problem you have, right? So sometimes I recommend to people to start developing that muscle, creating a frustrations list, go through the world, create a list of the top 10 ideas that come to you, and every day just try to write down 10 business ideas. But the frustration list is just going through your day and looking at things that frustrate you, that you feel could be an opportunity. But that's number one, is you gotta solve a problem that you have for yourself. Number two, learn to tell. At the end of the day, if nobody knows about your business, nobody knows about your product, then you're not going to sell anything. It's that simple. A lot of you guys are fearful because you're like, well, I'm scared. What if I tell someone about my idea and they reject it? Or I reach out to a business to support me and they don't want to support me, or I try to sell something to somebody and they say no, and it sucks. But here's the deal, is just learn how to get your idea out in the world. So some ideas that I want to share with you. Number one, social media. There is so many different outlets, from creating events to publishing on your own news feed to letting people know through social media, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, whatever you want to use, you want to promote it through social media. Number two, your friends. I'm assuming you have a handful of friends, people you know. Maybe you go to school, maybe you go to work and you have people around you. I want you to get comfortable approaching people and saying, and you just ask them, hey, have you ever considered this? Hey, do you have this problem? Those are the two questions. If you can get good at starting a conversation by just saying, hey, have you ever had this problem? And they say no, say, great, I don't need to talk to you. But if they say yes, say, perfect, I actually built this thing. Or have you ever had this interest? Yes, perfect, I'm doing this thing. Whatever it is for you, you just need to be okay approaching other people to tell them about your idea. Number three, ask for money. So a business no business has ever been started until there was a dollar exchange, okay? And here's why it's so important. The moment I ask somebody, my kids go door to door selling painted rocks, and they sell for like $5. Sometimes I think they say $10, and my neighbors are literally just kind enough to buy these painted rocks. They make no sense, they're not worth $10, but it doesn't matter. You ask for money. Why is that important? Because the moment that you ask somebody for $1, the whole conversation changes about what is it? How does it work? So many people, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but you tell them about your business idea, like, that's amazing. You know, they support you. Maybe you don't have that experience because you have bad friends, but if you do, they're always like, yeah, that's amazing. But that's not true validation around your idea. What you want to do to validate your idea is ask for money, get paid, take the dollar, sell something. Because if you don't do that, then you don't have a business. I think a lot of people run around thinking they have businesses that they don't have because they give away stuff. You know, they discount stuff. I'm saying understand your value and ask for it, okay? So you need to ask for money. Number four, call it a project. Too often, you know, I'm sitting down with this young entrepreneur and he's like, I want to start a business. And I can tell in his mind that he's like trying to come up with the perfect business idea, the perfect business model, the perfect pricing. So the way to solve that is just call it a project. Don't call it a business. Just start a project, start a new side hustle, start something where you can communicate value to somebody, ask for the money, and just don't make it a big thing. If you make it a big thing, there's gonna be all this pressure on yourself to wanna try to make it succeed. And the truth is that it probably won't work. Just so you know, I'm not saying you'll fail at life. I'm saying that your first idea may not go on to huge commercial success. What does that mean? Well, my first company made about 30 grand and then I had to shut it down. So does that mean it was a failure? Not really, because I took all those lessons learned and put it into the second company. I learned how to make $1. I learned how to tell the market. I learned how to build something. And I took all those lessons and moved into the next thing because it didn't stop me. There was no failure. So just call it a project and start there. Number five, organize event. This is the MVP, the minimum viable product of entrepreneurship. So if you're watching this video, I told you at the beginning, you're gonna start a company. Here's the instructions. Are you ready for this? This is how it works. you want to find somebody or some topic that people would want to learn from or be interested in that topic. Then you pick a date into the future, ideally in the next 90 days. So 90 days from now, you pick a day, do it on a weeknight, maybe 6 to 8 p.m. And I want you to find somebody that you would want to learn from. See, this is where it gets back to your passion. Find somebody that you'd want to learn from and have them speak at an event. They could do a talk, they could do a workshop, you can call it whatever you want, but I want you to organize an hour or 2 hour event after hours that you coordinate with the speaker or the person or whatever it is, there's an event. And then you go and you learn to tell the market about your event using Facebook, using your friends, using your coworkers, using other businesses that communicate. Like, this is the crazy part. When I have friends that run local events, all the local businesses support each other and they'll let you put up flyers, they'll post it on their Facebook page, they'll tell other people. You can go to schools and promote if it's more of a kids event, but I want you to promote the event. But the key is you can't do it for free. If you do an event and it's free, no business, no entrepreneurship, just letting you know. If you don't get money, if you don't learn how to market, communicate the value and exchange that for money so that the person, even if it's $1, okay? Even if you charge $1 or $5. I had friends of mine do this challenge and they charged like $5 for the ticket, but then got so many sponsors that wanted to be involved that like you had like $20 worth of value in the sponsor bag of discounts and credits towards different services in the local businesses. Like, you could do that. So you can make it so it's like ROI positive for somebody buying a $5 ticket, or you can put your prices up. But regardless, this is my challenge to you. I want you to pick a date 90 days into the future, call it a project so you don't have to commit. It's not like this long term. You're not starting an events business. And you can do it even on the internet. This is even what's crazier. It's called a virtual summit. You can find a speaker, organize an online event, charge people to attend it, have the speaker do it. And if you want, you can give the money to the speaker. it doesn't matter. And market the event, get people to pay to show up, have the speaker do all the heavy lifting. You're the creator, it's your project, and ta-da, voila, you are now an entrepreneur. Okay, as I told you at the beginning of the call, no resources needed, no capital needed, no infrastructure needed. Anybody can do this. So if you have it in your soul, if you're excited to be an entrepreneur, if you want to start a business, this is the lowest possible risk exposure, the least amount of energy and work. I think is like, trust me, if you build a physical product you're trying to market, it's a lot harder than doing an event with somebody else that has credibility, that's already sold. This is what you do. Start an event, call it a project, and go back to those first 3 strategies to get paid, tell the market, and solve a problem for yourself.